Hey guys, today I'm sitting down to do like a testing or playing with new makeup. Usually I like to do dedicated videos to new products to really kind of test them out thoroughly, but if you guys watched my last PR haul, I got a lot of new stuff in and I really just, I don't know, I just want to play with it. I really just want to take it down a notch and just get it on my skin and just see what it's like, experience it for the first time. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I don't have a full face, so I do have some older things that, of course I'll fill in with. But just a preview of some of the stuff that I'm going to be using. I will be trying the new Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating from Mercier. I am very, very excited about this. I am going to be trying the new Persona Identity 2 palette. Really excited about that. And the new M Cosmetics True Gloss colors. We'll decide which one works with whatever look we end up with at the very end. And I also have some new Isom definers. They have like lip, eye, and brow pencils. So I definitely want to give those a shot. Yeah, and some new to me stuff like the Kevyn Aucoin sculpting powder, the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powder, which is actually, this is going to be my second go with this, and the Kosas Color and Light Cream in the color Tropic Equinox. Let's go ahead and dive in. I don't have a new primer, but there is one that I used quite a bit when I first got it, and then I kind of tucked it away. But for some reason, in my comment section, this Guerlain Meteorites primer has been coming up a lot. People have been telling me, they're like, okay, Michelle, the deal is that these are actually little balls in there. When I first saw this and first purchased this primer, that's what I thought. But then when I used it, I thought maybe it's like one giant sponge that was kind of like cut into little pieces, like not fully, but just to kind of give the appearance of little balls. And I think Beauty News, I think that's the YouTube channel, they like break up makeup and stuff. I think they did that with this. Anyway, someone commented that they did and they're like, Michelle, those are actual individual little balls. I was like, okay, I'm glad the mystery is solved. I'm a stunod. So this has been on my radar and I wanted to use it. Oh, speaking of Guerlain, I'm also going to be trying the setting mist at the end of this video. All right, so I've got my Juno & Co sponge. I'm just going to go right into this primer. I like this primer because it's very, it just feels really nice on the skin. It's slightly moisturizing feeling, I want to say, but it's really cooling and it gives my skin just like the slightest hint of radiance. It may be a little overkill using the Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating. Maybe we should go with the Tinted Moisturizer. Let's see what my skin looks like after I put on this primer. But it just gives it like a really nice kind of like pearly sheen. It's very pretty. And now that I know definitively that these are little balls in there, I love this even more. All right, so there's the primer on my face. And yes, it gives me a really, really nice pearly glow. Nothing too crazy, so I think I'm still going to go in with the Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating. So this is brand new from Mercier, and they also came out with a whole new range of their tinted moisturizer. Now, they did send over a little card. So the Tinted Moisturizer has an SPF 30, as does the Illuminating version, and it is reformulated. So they have a listing here of what's new. It's the same cult favorite no makeup product reimagined, now with SPF 30, new look. So this is the new Mercier look, and I feel like I've been seeing a lot of companies kind of do this to their font, like just really simplified. I feel like Boscia has done that. Nordstrom has done that. I don't know if you guys have the Nordstrom app, but the little like app icon on my phone was like updated. I didn't even know what app it was. I was like, what is this? And then I realized it was Nordstrom. So I think a bunch of brands are like cleaning up their logos, which is interesting. It's now in 20 shades. And for the first time ever, it's supposed to have 24-hour hydration. So that's the Tinted Moisturizer, again, 20 shades. And then this reimagined, reformulated Tinted Moisturizer also comes in these illuminating versions. They don't say how many there are, but I actually saw these in store, and I want to say, there's not 20. I want to say maybe there's like 6 different shades of the illuminating version. Less, definitely less. But I thought that was really interesting. So let me go ahead and swatch some of this for you. So this is the little squeezy tube that it comes in. It is more than 1 fluid ounce. It is 1.7 fluid ounces. It's 50 mils. And the SPF in here is, it looks like it's all chemical SPF, which is not my favorite. Octinoxate, avobenzone, octocrylene, and oxybenzone. And as usual, I will have all of the information down below in the description box because I don't always have prices on these things, but all of that will be down below in my description box if you are interested. So let's go ahead and squeeze some out. So squeezy tube. And when I first talked about this, I thought that the shade was going to be a little bit too dark for me, and I think it may be. I think it's just going to be a little bit too warm, but we'll give it a shot. So let me go ahead and just start by putting some on this side of my face so we can just take a look at it. And I'm going to use the same Juno & Co sponge. Yeah, that is super, super way too dark for me. I feel like if I self-tanned, maybe this would work. And I don't really self-tan, mainly because I don't want to have to deal with different foundation shades. So there are no application tips on the tube or on the card that they sent me, and I don't like using a sponge. I feel like it's actually kind of picking it up. Maybe it's this sponge, it has that velvety texture, but I feel like it's picking it up, and I do feel like this is probably something better applied just with my fingers, just by rubbing it in. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna bring it down my neck here. That is quite a difference. Oh, I want to try some of these new brushes too from BK Beauty. So I think what I'll do is use this 101 brush. This looks to me like a foundation brush or cream product brush because it's very, very dense, and I love this angle. So perfect for the neck. So I'm just gonna bring that down, get the ears. All right, so there it is. Obviously the color is a little bit too dark, and I definitely like using my fingers or this brush to spread the product around. I don't know, for some reason it didn't quite work with the sponge. So that is my experience. And again, this is the illuminating version. So I don't know if you guys can see, like, well, you can see how radiant it is, but I don't know if you can see like the finish it has. It's almost like a really, really, really subtle highlight. And in fact, it says on this card again, there's a pro artistry tip, and it says, for a no highlight look, apply the tinted moisturizer illuminating over tinted moisturizer wherever you would normally apply a highlighter. So this could also be used as a very, very subtle liquid highlighter. All right, so just primer on this side, and then this side has the illuminator, and I didn't even tell you what color I have. This is Natural Radiance. All right, I'm going to finish applying this to the rest of my face. All right, so there is the Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating from Laura Mercier in the color Natural Radiance all over my face. I do think the shade is a little bit too dark for me, but I think it's giving me like almost like an Insta-tan. In a way, I feel like I look appropriately summer at the moment, which is kind of nice and a nice change for me. And this is definitely very glowy. I think this is really only dry skin friendly or someone who may want a lot of glow going on. And I do think this will be nice as a subtle highlight. So I don't have any new concealer, and I feel like all the concealers I have, the color would be off because this is fairly deep for my skin tone. So I'm gonna forego concealer. I think that's okay. I do feel like I look a little tired today, but that's all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder. Now I had used this I did like a loose powder week, like last summer sometime, and this was one of the powders that I used, and it just didn't work out for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the seal off. And I did also want to use this powder because, I don't know if you guys saw, but they just came out with a bunch of tinted hyaluronic powders. So I think there's like 6 new shades, and I thought that was really cool. And I was thinking, you know, if this one works for me, then maybe I'll go and get one that's tinted, because the white, while it's translucent, is pretty, it's white, at least from what I can remember. And we'll be able to tell too, again, because this is a little bit dark. So my contact at By Terry did have a suggestion for me, because I did mention to her that, you know, I have tried this powder and I'd be happy to try it again, but that my first experience with it wasn't that great. And she said, try using your finger. She also sent over a dual-ended brush. So I think what I'll do is try this powder with the finger, and I'm just going to press it in under my eyes. I also want to see if it kind of changes the coloring of this foundation. So I'm going to go ahead and just go really lightly with this powder and just press it in. And I remember with my first experience with this powder, I did like my finger application side more because I had heard this previously. Oh, I see like little glittery bits in there. Is there like mica in here? Let's see. So there is only 2 ingredients in here, which I did not realize: silica and sodium hyaluronate, which I'm guessing is the hyaluronic acid. But I have to say, my experience with this powder right now is much better than my first experience. My under eye looks really smooth. Can you guys see the difference? It almost even looks like it did a little bit of camouflaging there, but it didn't really, I don't know, I don't feel like it screwed up the actual color of the foundation. And I'm taking just the littlest bit and just kind of pressing it in. Wow. I feel like, didn't it really blur my under eyes? Okay, so I'm really liking it under my eyes. I do feel like it did a really good job blurring under my eyes and like just kind of like mattifying underneath my eyes, but it doesn't look dry at all. It's actually reminding me of the Viseart Seamless powder, which I love for under my eyes. Does a great job mattifying, but it doesn't look dry. And I'm having the same experience with this one. I don't know, like with my Viseart, I don't like using that powder all over my face. So I don't know if I would like using this powder all over my face, but maybe let's do like a little test just right over here. I have got the By Terry dual-ended, what do they call this? The dual-ended face brush. So I'm going to use this side and I'm just going to pick up the littlest bit of this powder. I really feel like less is more with this powder. It definitely mattified my skin a bit, but I do think like the radiance from the Laura Mercier is still kind of like popping through a bit. Wow. Okay. My opinion of this powder has like done a complete 180 here. I think when I first did the video with this powder, loose powder was still relatively new to me. I think I have a lot more experience with it. And I do feel like less is more. It's taken me a while to realize like how little you need. Well, alrighty. I'm impressed with this By Terry. I am going to see how this wears all day. I will definitely leave a pinned comment down below updating you on this, letting you know whether or not it kind of started to dry out my skin or start to look dry or anything. But I will definitely keep you abreast of this situation. So let's move on to, contour. So Kevyn Aucoin was kind enough to send me this sculpting powder in the color light. And I've always used his medium. And that worked fine, but it was definitely a dramatic contour and I definitely had to be careful with it. So I was happy to have been sent the light version because I think this is just going to be so much easier to use on my skin and I won't have to be like that careful with it. So let me just show you what that looks like. So that's the light and it's really subtle. And the feeling of this powder is amazing. It's so soft. All right, I'm going to try my BK Beauty brush in 104. I think that's the most, well, maybe not. There is one, there is one that's pinched. So maybe that is a little bit better. It's still a little, maybe it's a little bit big. Well, we'll try it. This is the 103 brush from BK Beauty. Oh, wow. Okay, so I went in with like another layer of the contouring powder because at first I was like, wow, I really don't see much. Yeah, now I see it. You really cannot beat the Kevyn Aucoin contour tone. It really just looks like a shadow. Amazing. God, and that blended out beautifully. Love it. Ooh, I'm so happy with that. And just in time for fall, winter, which is when I feel like if I'm going to contour, that's when I'm going to contour. I don't know, for some reason I always do like more dramatic looks in the fall, winter. I just don't do them in the spring, summer. So that is the contouring powder from Kevyn Aucoin in light. Very, very happy with that. I did want to try the Kosas Color and Light Creme. This is their cream duo. I think that'll be fine. I don't have like that much powder on. You guys saw how little of that By Terry powder I put on. And I just kind of rambled about this in my Chantecaille video, but I've really been liking applying cream products over loose powder. So let's give this a shot. Ooh, this is so pretty. I forgot how neutral these were. All right, so I'm just gonna go in with my finger and dab some of this blush on. pretty. Oh, that's really nice and subtle. That's really nice. That's really, really nice. Wow, I am so happy with this blush color. Oh, it's so natural. Oh, I love that. All right, let's try the highlighter. This looks really pretty too. And I like the texture of these. They're not too oily, but they're not too stiff either. They're really, really nice. Really nice texture. They really like blend easily, but I don't feel like they're too emollient on the skin. All right, that is gorgeous, and that was so easy to apply. And Kosas also sent this to me. I just want to mention that. So thank you so, so much to Kosas. You know, I didn't swatch the Kosas for you. Let me do that. So here's the Kosas, the blush and the highlight there. All right, next let's use these Isom brow defining pencils. So they sent over their 3 colors, ebony, brunette, and blonde. And here are some swatches. So here's ebony, brunette, and blonde. So I would be one of these. They're very, very close. I think I'm gonna go with brunette. Ebony is probably something I would do, again, like fall, winter for a more, I don't know, dramatic, deeper look. So let me pull out brunette. So here's what the pencil looks like. It's very, very slender. There is a spoolie on one end, and then we've got the pencil on the other, and it just spins up and down. You guys know I have like the world's longest, fastest growing eyebrow hair, right? I like trim my eyebrows more than anything else. And yet there's always one super long one kind of hanging out. I really like this pencil. It has a really nice texture. It's not too hard. I find a lot of brow pencils that I've been kind of coming across are hard, and I like that in that, you know, they're almost mistake proof. But this one's really great because if you press down harder, it's almost like pressure sensitive. If you press down harder, you will get a pretty deep line. But at the same time, if you just graze, you get a very, very light line. So I guess I want to say it's like middle of the road. You know, it's not too soft and it's not too hard. And I especially like the color. I really like cooler tones for my eyebrows. And so many times I will get something that's for dark brown hair and it's just too warm. It looks too orangey. So this is a really nice color. All right, not bad. Thank you very much, Isom. These are really nice. So those are the brow definers from Isom. And then there's other definers, which like eye and lip, which we'll get into in just a bit. But I want to move over to the Persona Identity palette. I'm like so excited for this one. I'm wondering if this palette is gonna be like an all I need kind of palette. Oh yeah, I think so. I think so. She has, of course, thought this out perfectly, and there are some great matte shades in there that I can use as a nice kind of like backdrop to these brighter, deeper colors. So, ooh, and I'm excited to try these BK brushes. So I'm gonna start with the 202 brush. This is like a typical round blender brush. I almost said shader. Blender brush. And I'm gonna go into Kind, which is just like, I think most people would use this as a brow bone highlight, but I'm just gonna lay that down all over my lid just to kind of prime my lid. And then next I'm going to go into Loyal right here, which looks like the perfect transition shade. I'm just going to use the same brush and apply this to the outer corners. Ooh, isn't that pretty? And this brush is great. Ooh, awesome. So far, loving how the mattes are performing. Blended easily and beautifully. Pigmented, not overly pigmented, not like I felt like I had to be super careful. I love it. And they build it up really, really nicely. So let's go ahead and pick out a more glittery, fun, shimmery color. I feel like I'm ending up with a very kind of like warm, neutrally look. So I like these two, the gold and the brown, and I kind of wanted something in between. And I just kind of mix them on my hand a little bit. I think that works actually. I think that looks really nice. So I'm gonna lay down some of the gold. So I'm gonna use the BK brush number 205. It's like a flat shader, but it's angled. Okay, so just a subtle wash of the gold. And then I'm gonna go into Resilient. So the gold color was Unique, and now I'm gonna go into Resilient using the same brush, picking up some of that color, and then I'm just going to lay that down over the gold. And I did not need a lot of that resilient color. It is very pigmented. Then I'm going to take the original blender brush and kind of blend all of that together. Oh, I like that. I basically got that brown shimmer shade with a little bit of gold in there. All right, so there is a first look at the Persona Identity 2 palette. I used 2 of the mattes and 2 of the shimmers, and I think they performed beautifully. I find they're pigmented. I find they blend nicely. They're soft, but like not too soft. I don't feel like I got a ton of kick up. You can see there. Really, really nice. So I'm excited to keep playing with this palette. It's really gorgeous, and I really didn't expect much less because, as you guys know, I loved that Identity 1 palette a lot. All right, so now we have the Isom dual eye pencils. Really excited for this. Let's see what the colors are. All right, so these are dual-ended pencils, and they're so amazing. So there is an aubergine and rose, a brown and gold, which I totally didn't plan, but that is kind of perfect, and then a black and platinum. So those are the 3 dual-ended eye pencils, and I'm going to use the brown gold, of course. So I'm going to use basically the gold on the inner portion of my lids, and then I'll use the brown on the outer portion and kind of, hopefully, kind of blend them together. We'll see what happens. Ooh, these are really soft. They go on really, really easily. Let's let that set a bit. Actually, Isom sent me some information on these beauty detailers. Sorry, I should have started with this. So the eyebrow defining pencils, those are $20. And then these dual-ended eye pencils are also $20. They're waterproof, smudge-proof, and transfer-resistant. They're vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. Yeah, each one is like a matte metallic finish and safe for inner and outer eye lining. I'm going to use my BK Beauty brush number 204. It's like this really cool smudger brush. And smudge out this lower lash line a bit. Cool. Well, so far no smudging, no transferring. I did just put it on. Again, I will leave a pinned comment down below, like updating you all on everything and how it wore throughout the day, because I do plan on keeping this face on all day. But those are the dual-ended eye pencils from Isom. Ooh, from Isom. And these have been sitting here maybe for 5 minutes now. No real smudging. There's the brown. There's a little bit of the brown that came off, and then a little bit of the black came off. But they seem to stay put. The metallic ones, just a little hint there. So that's really nice. And I love a good dual eye pencil. Like, I love those Tom Ford Soleil ones that he had come out with up until this past summer. He had come out with them last summer and the summer before. And I just love them. And I feel like these pairs are such good pairings. Like, they actually make sense, which is great. So I'm excited to throw these into my rotation. I am going to forego mascara. I've been foregoing mascara a little bit, especially in the summer. I just feel like, ugh. And I did that Chantecaille eye swatch video, and my eyes are they just feel a little bit sensitive, kind of after all of those swatches. So I'm just gonna forego mascara. So there. So let's move on to lips. So I do have the Isom double-ended, the dual lip pencils, and I also have the M Cosmetics new True Gloss colors. So I think we'll be able to use both. So the eye pencils came off quite easily with a makeup wipe, by the way. So I don't think you'll have to like scrub them off or anything like that, which is good. All right, so here are the 3 dual lip pencils that Isom came out with. Here is the red pencil. So you've got a really bright red at one end, and then one that's like a little bit warmer, a little bit deeper. And then we have Plum, which has a nice like cool tone nude color there, and then a really nice kind of like wine plummy color. And then this one is the nude dual pencil. So we've got a nice light nude and a deeper nude, like almost like a chocolatey brown. Beautiful. You guys know I'm living for this one. So out of these 4 True Glosses, I'm thinking I should go with one of these. I think this doesn't quite work. I think either would work. It would just kind of depend on what mood I'm in. This is probably a little bit more fun. So that's Fiery Clementine, and that is like pretty much straight up orange. And then this one is Mochi Mochi. There's Mochi Mochi. I think what I'm going to do is use the nude pencil and then use the Mochi Mochi kind of as a topper. So with these lip pencils, I think you could do like a little bit of your own little like lip contouring there. Should we try that? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, since I'm scared, I'm gonna start with the lighter color and then move into the darker. I feel like normally if I were to contour my lips, I would go the other way around, but we're gonna start with the lighter color. And I'm just lining like the center of both my top and bottom lip. My lips have been peeling since I got back from New York. Now I'm gonna take the darker side of the pencil and line like the corners of my lips. And now I'm just filling in with the lighter side. And now let me layer this Mochi Mochi on top. I'm hoping it'll help me kind of like spread the lip pencil a little bit. I'm just gonna use a little bit of the darker brown, just lightly, along my bottom lip there. I am gonna use this BK 204 brush. This was like that smudger brush, but I'm gonna use it on my lips here and smudge out that lip liner a little bit. Whoa, I just went fully like Michelle at NYU college days, like lips. I used to do like the darker lip liner. In fact, I used to use a chocolate brown Shiseido eyeliner I had, and I would use that on my lips, and then I would just use, I don't even know, like maybe Carmex or something on the rest of my lips and just kind of like fade it in a little bit. Is this look back in? Are kids doing this again? I don't even know. But this is what we are ending up with. I'm kind of liking my grungy lip, although back in the grunge days, there would have been absolutely zero gloss on my lips. It would have looked like I was completely dead. All right, and last but not least, I've got the Guerlain Perur Gold Mist. This is a setting mist, so it should help to set my makeup. So here is the mist. And it has like a frosted glass bottle, really nice weight to it. Obviously a pump. It has a really subtle, like just a very subtle clean fragrance. It doesn't feel that sticky, maybe just a little bit. It doesn't feel that sticky. It doesn't feel like the all-nighter or anything. I definitely feel like the setting mist has made my skin look a little bit more dewy. It's definitely not like a mattifying spray, that's for sure. But I think that's it. I actually don't mind. I think this is a good one for like if you're looking too powdery, this will be a really, really good one because I feel like it just kind of melted everything down. So that is it for this video. Everything I used, I think I really, really liked. I think the only off thing, which is not even an off thing, is that this shade is a little bit too deep for me, but whatever. We made it work. We made it work, right? I don't look totally nuts. Be nice, okay, in the comments. So that is it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.